This is LSD Dream Emulator. Now, let me pull up the context for this game. Okay, this game apparently has a very storied history. LSD Dream Emulator. This game is a very old game, and I just want to emphasize here, without the noise of it, I actually read YouTube comments a lot, and I actually do take suggestions. This was a suggestion when we played that soup mod called Soap that had all those weird things in it. This game was released in 1998, so thank you, YouTube commenter. I'm not going to say your name because I forgot your name. My bad. But I appreciate it nonetheless. This is an exploration game. It has spawned an entire game jam called the LSD Game Jam. The concept of it is that you're exploring some weird environments, as far as I can tell, and it was unintentionally terrifying, and I don't know why it exists, and I don't know why they made it exactly, but it seems like they just wanted to make like a weird, interesting, artsy experience. I have no clue what this game is though, like nothing. Thinking this isn't a dream? What the fuck is this? Now, if you know LSD, it's a drug, right? I'm imagining that this was meant to capture a lot of those same feelings of being on LSD. This is kind of a banger, by the way. Kind of a banger. In lunacy, the savage dream. What? In leisure, the sonorous dream. What? In linking, the sapient dream. I forgot to remove the gain from the last game that we played. So that was extra loud. But, oh, this game. You know this game? How do you know this game? I've never heard of this game. But even, like, seeing this, I don't know if I would have bought this on my PS1. Day one? Wait, shoot, sorry. Go back. Go back. Ow. Ow, Jesus. Ow, 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 ow. Graph. What the fuck is a graph? What am I looking at? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Uppers and downers. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you right now. If somebody asks you if you want an upper or a downer, you say no. I don't take drugs. Right? You're gonna go crazy. Save. Pretty sure it saves fine. Oh. To be. I'm a genius. Back in high school, you remember finding it online and just laughing about it. How did you find these things back in high school? Mind you, me and this shadow went to the same high school, but it's like, how'd you find this? Well, let's see what it feels like to be on to be an LSD chat. Huh. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, this is, oh no, chat. It's I'm gonna make my face smaller because I don't want to hide a single bit of this game. This is a very old game. Okay? This is the speed of movement that you just have. This is painful. You had a lot of spare time during robotics. Yeah, that's true. Huh? Now, as far as I know, the one thing about this game that is interesting is that there are many, many different dreamscapes, and there's many ways to find them. The thing that's interesting is that you will just randomly stumble upon certain dreamscapes here and there, and it's apparently there's like a lot of pathways to go. What the fuck is this? What happened? But there is actually a map for this game that I did find online. I'm dead. If you walk in too close, you die. I leave. What? Yeah, sometimes, okay, sometimes you really do find something that just makes you kind of like speechless. There's nothing I can say about this game that isn't communicated very well through its visuals. What the fuck was that? What if I go another way? What if I go down the like roads? And it's stuff like this that like makes me fascinated by like games, right? I think you never really know what you're gonna get inside of a game. You'll just find some weird like this, like what? And like it's an experience that you can only get from games, unless you go very experimental with your storytelling book, right? With like choose your own adventure thing. Only games that allow you to just go into these weird places and just like, you know, walk through environments and just witness all of this for yourself. What? It's different now. Where'd you go? Hello? There was someone there. There was someone there. Oh god. There's a way to look up and down too, but you need to use the whatchamacallits, the face buttons. Oh, there's a run button. Thank you. I'm going crazy listening to this. I need to leave this place. How do you change the soundtrack? Oh god. What the fuck is that? What did I just do? It's screaming. Why is it screaming? It screamed. Oh no, I think I killed it. Huh? How come we don't have more walking simulators like this? Right? As a walking simulator, I feel like my brain is being stimulated in a simulation. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Ha! I got a downer. Okay, well, I got a downer. Okay, so wait, what? You're telling me that was one single level? One. Day 2? Wait, am I building up like a certain graph through the days? Maybe it depends on what I do, and I might get through a different mood. I can't read this. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I should have maybe found a translation for some of this stuff. Again, this game, I think, was only released in Japan as far as I'm aware of. I don't think it was released anywhere in the West, but it did become a cult classic, which is how I know about it now. All right, let's go up. Let's go for an upper. What happened? What happened to my day? That text probably said something crazy, like I was like way too zooted and I had to lay it down for the entire night. Okay, we're not going in there again. We need to go up. I refuse to be... Oh fuck, oh fuck, I want to go somewhere happy, okay? I don't want downers constantly. Uppers are like nice. Uppers make you feel good. An upper is something that makes you feel good and makes you feel happy, right? A downer is something that makes you feel bad. Birds? Oh, I shouldn't have gone to the birds. I don't think birds are good. Birds scare me, actually. What the fuck is this? What is this? Oh. It's a whole different land. Maybe this is like the original Minecraft. Oh my god, this is so loud. I know it's very, very loud, but there's no real easy way to like mix this. I don't think. I think we just have to live with the crunchiness of my footsteps. What the fuck? What the fuck? What did I just stumble upon? What is this game? What is this game? What did I just stumble upon? Okay, now I'm clearly in the middle. I'm in the static quadrant. I'm kind of down, but I'm not really down, right? I'm not down bad. I don't know what this thing means. I don't know what this means. How do I find a it's day 4. What am I supposed to do? Graph. What is it? Okay. How do I fuck. I should have done drugs. You know what I mean? I should have done the craziest, hardest drugs back in school to even begin to understand what is going on here. Like, what is this? What is this? Why would you make this? Well, I know why would you make it, but like, how do you even think of this? What is this? Where am I now? Oh my god. Ow, it's so loud. Sorry, it's so loud. Holy shit. I'm just in the middle of a street. As some weird, like, as a gerbil yells at me. Why is a gerbil yelling at me? What the fuck is that? Oh my god, guys, it's Freddy Fazbear. This is the original Freddy Fazbear. He's getting closer to the wall. Should I move? I don't know if I should move or I should let it step on me. With its giant, massive, furry thighs. Step on me. Please. There's an entire genre of like fetish called giantism. This right here, this is someone's jam. You know what I mean? They're making jam like right now. I wonder how people came up with these game ideas back then. And I wonder what the creator of this game was like smoking, right? Because I don't think my LSD dreams would be anything like this. I've done some interesting substances. But I don't think I would have had the same reaction like this. This is... corporate building? Like, this is insane. We're gonna go to the castle. I feel like maybe the castle has something for us here. At least better than whatever is going on out there. I don't even want to think about what's out there. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, now I know why peacocks are terrifying creatures. Now I understand why people are afraid of peacocks. I didn't understand before, but now I get why peacocks are like terrifying. This makes me feel weird. It's like trypophobia, but worse. Like imagine you've never seen a peacock ever, okay? It's your first time as a human, right? And you see what looks to be a bird, and then when you get closer, you see just a million eyes staring at you. Maybe peacocks spawned the image of a biblically accurate angel. Maybe angels inside of the Bible were based off of a peacock. I touched the wrong peacock. What is this tune? What is this? Oh my god, what is this tune? Who are you? You've been following me for a while. I wonder what the discussion was like for making this a game too. Like imagine, right? Your boss comes to you and says, "Guys, I've got an idea for a game." You think, "All right, finally, this is our break, right? Like finally, we can actually make something, release it, and my family will be proud of me, and they'll be happy that I'm doing something with my life, right?" And he says, "All right, so I took a massive bong hit. You wouldn't believe what I saw." And then they just make this. What the fuck is this? Mount Rushmore? Look, it's the American Hokages. The American Hokages. What is this? Oh no. I don't know where this is going to take me. It was dark and scary. What the fuck is this? I see him playing an old classic. How does everyone know about this game but me? How does everybody know about this game? How'd you find this? How did any of you find this? Okay? There's no way that you found this. There's no way that you saw this in your local GameStop or your EB Games and you were like, yeah, this is my jam. Unless you yourself were also on LSD. We have methods. Does your method come in a pill shape? What? Does your method come in a pill shape? It has to, right? That's the only explanation that I can think of. Where am I now? Where am I now? Oh wait, no, okay. I'm just inside some castle. Okay, now I'm being taken somewhere else. Okay, to be fair, this is kind of what it feels like to be on drugs and you're kind of like hallucinating things. Ohio! Who are you? That's why you never talk to strangers, chat. No joke. What is this? Everyone knows this. You think this game was pretty big on YouTube in the mid-2010s or so? Really? Did I miss some major trend? I mean, to be fair, maybe it's a good thing that I missed this. What happened to this place? This place is way worse now. I don't like that. I think I tripped some alarm. That's like when you leave the the store and you didn't pay for something. What the fuck is that? But there's no way everyone knows this. There's no way. How could everyone possibly know this? But it is accurate. I can see why you would enjoy this, right? When I took quite the strong hit of weed once. Oh no. There was one time that I remember everything was like spinning around me, almost as if it was those old school movie spinning things, right? Like those old movie light boxes. And so my world around me was just a giant light box. And I remember it being very discordant, a lot like this. Okay, but I'm slowly getting upper. I think I'm still neutral. I'm very static. I need to go more towards dynamism and being upper, right? I want to be known as a dynamic upper. What the fuck am I now? What? The moment I touch something, it just takes me. It takes me somewhere new. Where am I now? Whoa, store. Huh? Bar. Home. Oh, I touched the wall. It's gonna take me somewhere new. I was just home. What a trip. And the crazy thing is too is that because I can't read anything, even if I could read Japanese well, right? I don't think there's anything about that I don't think there's anything that this game says that would explain what you're doing. Going down the hole. Cuz you're literally just dropped into a weird landscape. And you just see things. Okay, well now I'm going down again. What I want to know is how that person on YouTube found this game. Because we played that soup game, and they found this game. And I was like, how do you know about this game? Why do you keep taking photos of me? But I can see why this game was popular back in 2010. I feel like anything weird is guaranteed to become very, very popular, right? There's something interesting about just exploring somebody's mindscape. And you go talk to the main flamingo. Who is that person? Oh, cherry blossoms. Oh my god, that's Buddha. Oh my god. It's Buddha. I need Buddha. Yes. And it's funny too, because back in 2010, I do remember there being quite a lot of games that were very popular because they were weird on some level. Is that the wise men? What is this? Why? Why does it have to be camels? To be fair, chat, this is a game made in 1998. It's a very different time, right? I'm going towards the North Star. What was the fable? The wise men travel to some star of it. You really enjoyed watching the Let's Plays of it because you never knew what would happen next, exactly. And anything that did happen was always very interesting to like see. I can see this being a hit back then. Not that I understand what's like going to happen, but you see some landscapes and you're just like, oh wow, cool. Or like, what is this almost? Oh, here we go. My struggle now is trying not to hit any wall so I don't accidentally go into some place. I don't know if I like this. Where does this take me? Oh no, am I going down again? I think I'm going down again. This feels like a downer moment. I need uppers. Is this an upper? I don't know. This is a rocket launch. Wait, we're back here again. I'm assuming the sun tells you how much time you have left. Actually, I just realized. That's probably why. What if I go to this statue? And you know what's crazy about this game too? The variation is not like it's being... It doesn't seem like it's a procedurally generated thing. It actually does seem like you have to like somebody had to go in here and like make all of this. Somebody had to make every single element in this game to make it work. I saw a fox somewhere. There you are. What do we pay tithings or a donation? There we go. So this was somebody's design all the way through. Every single scene that we're seeing, somebody thought of this and said, this is some good shit. What the fuck is that? Which is, again, it's very impressive. It's not just the level of creativity, I think, too. It's like you have to be really on something to be able to make any of this. Why is there a horse? Why is there a bridge? Oh, I can get to the weird like salt snowlands over here. There's like a snowland somewhere here. I think I recognize this map. What is this? It's a river. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can easily get to the snowlands. But yeah, this is kind of a trip. I can see why people recommended me this. I wonder if that person who made this is still alive. I would love to ask them, like, why did you make this? How did you even think of making this? Yeah, you wonder how much LSD that this person took to gather enough knowledge to make this a game, right? Now let me ask you this: are you gathering knowledge when you take LSD, or are you simply unlocking the mysteries that are locked away in your mind? Right? Think about that. Think about that next time you take LSD, you might trip even harder, and then report back because I don't ever want to try it ever. I mean, if this is a representation of what you see on LSD, I don't think I would want to take it. I think I'd be terrified. On a fundamental level, I'd be very terrified to know that, like, at any moment, I'd be going down some weird stretch of land. And I'd be lost in some weird, dreamscape. Wondering, why is there a horse running around? What the fuck is this? Why is there a dragon? Oh no. It's funny too, because I've heard this game described as somewhat scary in like an unintentional way. It's like somewhat horrifying in like a weird way. You get some sequences of it like this. What the fuck? I don't want that. Well, I guess that's why they describe it like that, huh? Oh no. Did you ever see that chart with images of spider nets made by spiders under the influence of different substances? Yes. I vaguely remember that. I remember the one for weed was very, very bad. I remember the weed spider just did nothing. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty accurate. Love. Alright, chat. We found love. I can't go inside. I lied, chat. We haven't found love. There's no such thing as love. The worst one was caffeine. Wait, really? I vaguely remember the kinds of shapes. I remember one being particularly fuzzy and not well done. Was that the caffeine one? I imagine that must have been the caffeine one. But I imagine the LSD one must have been insane. I feel like a spider on LSD could like do like a Da Vinci or something. Yeah, since caffeine is poisonous to spiders. Oh, so what you're saying is the worst one was caffeine because there was no spider web. Manhattan Bridge? The Golden Gate Bridge? What? The Golden Gate Bridge. Subway benches. Subway benches. Oh my god, there's a quick train button. There's a strafe button. Why is there a strafe button? To all of you who played this, right? Did this make you want to do drugs? Oh my god, I'm home. This is honestly like when you have a bad trip and you finally come home from it and you're finally like stable again. But you know that it's not going to last very long. You just know that at some point your body's going to regress back into your fugue dream state. At some point. And this is only a small distraction away from the horror that is your mind. The LC one was absolutely perfect. It looked as if the spider used a ruler and calculated the perfect shape. That's because the spider learned math. Right? On LSD, again, it unlocked the secrets of its mind. So the spider learned how to do math. In but an instant, that spider became closer to humanity than we've ever gotten ourselves. That's the power of LSD, baby. Oh my god, I'm back at the same spot. How do I get further? How do I go all the way up? Right? Downers suck. I'm gonna tell you right now, everything that I've ever heard about downers, the way that they make you feel seems like it sucks. We need to go up. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this says, is there a way to extract the text from this? I can't read this. But maybe this says that I fell asleep, and I couldn't wake back up because we just skipped an entire day. Or maybe I'm dead. Maybe that's like the center. You know what I mean? And now I'm like safe again. I'm like happy. I'm free. What? Books. Fireplace? Books. Washroom. What is Buddha? A clean shit stick. How do I go inside? There we go. What is Buddha? A clean shit stick. We need to find enlightenment here. The crazy part is, I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of this game. I do know, again, as I mentioned at the right side, there is a map that roughly says like what you can find in this game, and sort of like how you could like go towards certain things to like trigger certain things. But I don't know how accurate it is or how complete it is. I almost wonder like if it's worth it to pull up at some point just to be able to see what all this is. What? Like what all this is, because like there's so much to this game. It feels like. It feels endless. I have to go inside. Oh, I'm in. I'm a genius. Because I find the best part about this game, and the best part about hearing about people's trips, is you get to experience as through a third person view, which you get to live vicariously through what they saw, which is great. Because I don't want to experience this. Not in terms of like playing it. I just don't want to experience it if I'm ever going to take like drugs, which I never would. What the fuck? The moon. Where the sun was, now there's a moon. I'm going to the moon. Oh my god, we're actually going to go. Sorry, I'm just so like brain quiet. Cause I think my brain is trying to process what the hell we're like seeing. There's so much to like absorb here, chat. And I keep coming back to this shitty home. I don't want to be here anymore. Cause there's a whole world out there that I need to see. Oh no. Oh no, we're back here again. I don't want to be here anymore. And even just thinking about why they made this a game. Like, why did they make this game? And how they even... I don't even think they even sold anything. Like, how do you sell this like game to like someone? Because mind you, in 1998, I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy VII like released around then. What the fuck are you? Where are you going? I'm gonna follow him. He knows where all the good sukiyaki spots are. Like, imagine if you got this game, right? Would you have been disappointed getting this like game? I don't know. It plays like awfully. It's like assaulting my senses. I actually my ears are. Everything. I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience with the way that this game is making me feel. Like, genuinely. I feel like I'm like going down something, like a route that I shouldn't be going down. Right? Like, mentally, this will break me. Mentally, this is the thing that it causes me to go, you know. Huh? You weren't here before. Like, maybe this is the thing that finally gets me to like stop streaming, right? And go seek help because I can't understand what's like going on. And I keep ending up in these same maps. Except for this one is a different map down here somewhere. What was that? I'm back at the center. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. You know what it is? When you stay at the center, it means that you're not branching out enough. We have to get wild, chat. We need to go somewhere new that we've never been before. We need to go down. We just gotta keep on going down, chat. Out the window. We need to go somewhere completely new, right? If you're having a trip, you should enjoy it to the best of your ability. You should just like have fun with it. Because why wouldn't you? Why just sit there and just, you know, be all boring stuff? Enjoy it. Embrace it. Immerse yourself into wherever your mind takes you. Your mind is trying to tell you something. What it is, I don't know. In my case, my mind is trying to tell me to stop. What was that? Huh? Oh, we're really going up now. Oh, we're really going up now, chat. Just normal LSD things. Like, imagine, right? Just imagine. You trip and you see this. I'd be freaking the fuck out. Oh. What if I just take like a random door? Oh no. I think the music is getting weird again. Oh no, I'm here again. That's why it sounded familiar. Wait, but there's no dead bodies here. I'm in a different segment. It's weird how sometimes some games can make me completely quiet. You know what I mean? It's rare for that to happen. But sometimes we play something on the stream that just makes me go like, what the fuck is going on? And I always need like a moment to just like absorb everything that's like, happening. I'm back at the pier. Huh? Never been in here. And it's funny to find these kinds of games that make me speechless because you just I don't know, something about it. It feels like a weird massage for my brain in the sense that I don't even have to like do anything. There's nothing to think about, but I feel like different parts of my brain like activating that I didn't even know that I had, right? It feels very fuzzy. It's a very strange feeling. I don't know if I like it particularly. It's definitely a very strange massage, like deep inside my like cortex. But at least it's a feeling that you don't get often, and so it's enjoyable in the sense of it being novel. Airplane? What the fuck? You like this walking sound? Which one? This one? The like crunchy grass? Oh my god, there's like a giant world tree here. What's this? The one on metal? Okay, that's insane. Imagine like hearing that. This sounds awful too, actually. If there's anything that this game does do well, it's the fact that the noises are very painful to listen to in the long term. Everything hurts my ears and my eyes. Everything. There's nothing in this game that makes me go like, wow. Like, I enjoy this. Maybe that's what it feels like to be on LSD, right? I imagine it's not a very comfortable experience. I imagine when your brain is trying to examine itself, it's like, oh no, I don't want this anymore. You know what I mean? It starts to fall apart at the seams. And I don't know if you've ever had this chat, but there have been times when I guess like being outside, or like when you're really sleepy and your brain makes up like fake noises almost. I feel like that's what this one is doing. Flashback? Huh? Flashback? Oh no. Is it because my setup was like bad? Is it because I got nothing good? Flashback? Why is there a flashback? What is this? Is it because I didn't fill up enough of my LSD chart? Remember, if you're gonna do LSD, be sure to keep an LSD chart. Plot it out. Where you've been, and what you found, and what you've heard, and what you've seen. Oh, it's a flashback of all the places that I've been. I think that's what it means. It's a flashback of everything every scene that I've gone through. You guys, I'm getting out of here. And then we're back at home. It's crazy how this game starts you in your home. You're very unassuming, a very quiet place, very normal, and it drops you off in this weird like landscape. It's so odd. The best part is I still have no clue what the hell is going on. I still feel like completely lost. That on top of the fact that the game runs like shit. The game is running at like a steady 5 FPS at times. And that's being very generous too. Very generous. Sometimes it just struggles to like do anything. New York. Wait, that isn't the World Trade Center, is it? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What the hell am I now? Drums. Taiko drums. What am I flashing back to? I wonder what you'd enjoy about this playthrough. Or like watching it, right? I imagine watching it while it's fun visually. There's almost nothing that you can say that makes sense of what's like going on. It feels a lot like, you know, some pieces of like art that I've seen. There's a lot of art out there that is like, you know, you have to like try to figure out. You know what this feels like? This feels like abstract art with its triangles and like squares and stuff. And I'm like, I mean, it looks weird, but I don't know what the hell's going on. I feel like my like brain is like slowly shutting down to preserve space, to like, you know, breathe. But I can't pull my eyes away. Like, I just can't stop looking at this. Nothing makes sense. But everything hurts. But nothing makes sense. And I want to explore this a lot, right? But I think we're gonna have to put a limit to how much we can explore of this. Just because it feels like there's so much variety to it. There's so many weird things about it. And because I feel like we're starting to like loop. It feels like we're now starting to hit the limit of like what different places there are. Which is weird because the music changing every single time makes it feel like a new place. And the vastness of these maps makes it all feel like, oh, you're now in like a new plot of land or something, right? But that's the illusion. The truth is, you've barely even left. Maybe that's what LSD makes you feel like. Actually, that is a very apt description of LSD, probably, right? It makes you feel like you've gone somewhere new, but the truth is you've gone nowhere. You're still just sitting on your sofa in your basement, right? Holding on to your toy plushie, trying to make sense of the world around you. Hoping, waiting, wishing for it all to like, you know, stop, and for things to feel fine again. Maybe this is the most apt description. Accurate description of LC out there. Where you feel like you're going on an adventure, but really you've barely gone anywhere at all. Another washroom? What? And you know what? Just like any drug out there, I think I want off this wild ride. It's definitely fascinating. There's like definitely some weird qualities to this, but I almost can't even begin to understand what's like going on. And that was just mind you, that was just a flashback. Okay, that was just a flashback. We haven't even gone through the entire day yet. What the fuck is this? This is like an Elite Four battle. So it's like the final gym of like a Pokemon game. And as soon as I thought I was done, the game said no. Keep on tripping, buddy. You're not even close to finished. There's even more out there for you. It's just like LSD, right? Just like What the fuck? It's just like LSD, right? Maybe. I don't know. I've never done... What? Imagine playing this like game high, or like completely like tripping out. I think I would be very confused. I'd be lost. Tiki Hut. That's a giant chicken. I want to see the giant chicken. The main guy behind this published music and some kind of art book in 2020, so it's still probably around. Really, that's good news. I need to ask him questions. I wonder if he'll respond to like emails, and I can ask him like, hey, like, would it be cool to sit down with you just to get like a sense of what's going on? But then I need to learn a common language, right? So I would need to learn Japanese to like speak to him. I'm assuming. And I feel like that would be the only way to talk to him properly. Because when you translate things get lost in translation very often. You can't get a good sense of like what someone's trying to say. That's a cat. If you try to translate things across like a whole language barrier, like you lose the meaning of what they wanted to like tell you. I would want to converse with him in his native tongue so that he can properly express to me everything that he feels like deep inside. He's not really a game dev, mostly a digital artist, photographer, and musician. Basically, he just wanted to use the PlayStation for making an art piece. I think that description extends to every game developer. I feel like that is the most accurate description of like any game developer. Because what's the real difference, right? Like, what's the difference between like, you know, this piece of art versus like another piece of art? It's fascinating to think about. I'm falling off. We're going up. We're slowly going up. Okay, we're slowly going up. I think the upper is starting to like hit now. But I have seen a lot of games like that. There's a lot of games that, like, you know, because game consoles are kind of interesting, right? They're one of the few systems out there that can do a lot of interactive elements. That can do audio, visual stuff all at once too. Something like a movie or like a video or like something, right? It exists in one single it exists with a couple of two things, but you can't really interact with it like you normally would something physical, right? A physical art piece, you can see it, but it doesn't really move for the most part, unless you get really fancy with it, and you can't really interact with it either. Well, you kind of can for some of them, but not always. Well, this was 1998, so most people would have laughed you for calling a video game an art piece, while today that's more the standard perception. I've always wondered about that, you know. Because it's true that they would have laughed at you. But I always found it to be very strangely snobby. It feels like to define like a very hard limit of like what you have and what you can experience. And it reminds me of this problem. It's a whole classification problem called it's a whole thing called prototype theory. The idea of like trying to make sense of things and like trying to categorize things, and how almost impossible it is to categorize things into some, you know, bucket or genre. Because there's nothing different about the games back then versus now, technically, right? Even like, you know, from like a pure quality perspective, there are quite a few games back then that hold up very, very well in like multiple departments, to the point where you could probably consider them art pieces in and of themselves, right? Though they may be full of cliches, what story isn't, right? Like, I always wondered like why people had that mindset back then. It seemed very, very dismissive of things that, you know, people just didn't really get. Like, I'm very aware of like the famous statement made by Roger Ebert, where he was like, games aren't like art. But then he slowly started to change his like tone later on, because then he eventually played some like games where it was like, wow, like this is some very interesting stuff, right? And obviously he like passed away before he could have seen the modern state of games, but I'm curious to see, like, you know, or I wonder if it's because back then he just didn't have a good access to like games, or most people don't have good access to like games. Because it is hard to find like a lot of games to like play. Very, very hard. Nowadays it's easier because you can just find it anywhere. And you can find all kinds of games that do all kinds of different things, that tackle all kinds of very different topics, right? But back then, you know, it just wasn't as possible. You had to find a publisher. You had to find somebody who was willing to like take you in, because to distribute a game, you couldn't just download it, right? There's a lot more costs associated with it. But does that necessarily change the fact that back then it would have been possible to make games like this if only the framework was like there? From like a financial perspective, I don't know. Holy shit, it's a double rainbow. Oh fuck! Just like a real double rainbow, if you get lost looking at it, you will die. This perception was actually pretty important for how the law treated games in Germany. Really? How so? Like, was it in the sense of like what they were allowed to like do? Or was it in the sense of like how like the like rating system? Because I know in Germany the rating system for like games is like very, very strict. It feels like every landscape has changed. There's definitely like a whole color palette shift. Hey, welcome to the weirdest game I've ever played. Spanish? Nope. English only. There's an FAQ at the bottom. Actually, it should have said in the rules. So, unfortunately, it seems like you didn't read the rules. Where does the bowl take me? Where does the bowl take me? I'm still in the same town. Wait, this is where the peacock was. But now he's dead. The peacock is dead. Oh no! What happened to the peacocks? And I wonder how we get back to that giant Pokemon arena place. Because that place was cool. That place had like the most interesting things. Mainly because it was all like new. What does this even say? What does this say? What a strange place. It's a very strange game. And it's funny to like get into like whole games or like art, especially here, because while this is a very explicit kind of like, you know, game art piece, there's really nothing different about games back then versus now, and it was really about the means. And it's weird that the means that are available to you as a game developer define whether or not something you make is a piece of art. It's very strange, actually. Because realistically, if people had more money, right, they could have made games similar to this back then too. They had more opportunity and like stuff too, right? Because I imagine a lot of people saw this like forum and was like, yeah, I'm very interested in like how this works. But they just have no like means to. Like Nazi symbols are illegal, but there was always an exception where they're allowed to be shown in art. But games are obviously children's toys. It would be ridiculous to put Nazi symbols in children's stories. That's an interesting mindset. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely like a sense of like art has a lot more freedom to do many things. Uh-huh. I don't even know where this is going. My brain is sufficiently fried. My brain... I am up! My brain is sufficiently fried, okay? I don't know what the hell is going on. We're gonna do one more day, and I think that's all that my brain can take. I feel my brain slowly melting away as if I am on LSD. Also, just to clarify about the English only thing, it's not that you only have to speak English, it's that I only understand English. And so it's like, if you want to talk, preferably English only. You can speak any language you want, just don't expect me to reply to it. I'm back in the middle. I got resets. But yeah, that's a very good point. Because in art, right, like you're allowed to express certain things. Like you have that freedom. In the sense of like, okay, well, you're exploring some like concept, right? Like if you make a biopic about, you know, Nazi Germany, right? To show like how bad it was, and to show like the like how they sort of got their power and like stuff, and like how things sort of like how it even got to that point. That's a piece of artwork. But it's funny that they ruled that games are children's toys, and so therefore they can't possibly have that. It's strange because it's there's other decisions that I've seen in terms of like how games are treated, where it's like certain games can't have certain bits of violence, no blood or anything, and it's like why? Like it's like if you want a game not to be in the hands of like certain audiences, maybe better to like age gate the game itself versus saying like this entire medium can't, right? It feels so limiting to say the entire medium is like, you know, has to abide by this very strict ruling, right? But I'm not a lawmaker, so I don't know. Maybe they had a good reason for doing so. Maybe they, precepted. Are you okay? Maybe they precepted quite accurately that there's no way that people are going to take those ratings seriously, because nowadays even kids will just play GTA 5. So maybe they knew way in advance, like, hey, like, better to just ban the entire thing outright. But even then, it's like, is that right? It's strange. And it's weird how only art has that distinction, right? Like, I mean, I get why they don't want to repeat. They don't want like a part 2, right? Like, it very clearly makes sense. But it's funny how like only art can like do that. Whereas like, what if somebody just like talks about it, right? Is that art or is that education? And like, why is one exempt but not the other? What the fuck was that? Sorry. Basically, there was a big legal case with... What the... Wolfenstein 3D during the 90s. Oh, yes! Yeah, I remember hearing about it, yeah, because Wolfenstein actually was about you, like, killing Nazis, yeah. And you mean what middle-aged or old lawyer or judge during the 90s would perceive a game about shooting Nazis as like art? Well, even... And after that, devs decided to self-censor to avoid any problems, yeah. I mean, even then, right? Even if you don't think it's art, I'm just surprised that they thought that any medium would be disallowed from being able to show these things, right? Obviously, there's some things that you can't show, right? Or that you shouldn't allow, right? Like outright hate speech is probably not something that you want to allow in any case. Oh god, I'm tripping balls. What does this all mean, I wonder? I wish I could read this. But what if it's like a time period piece? No matter the medium, why should it be disallowed if it's treating the topic with a level of respect and care that you would hope from something that is more historically documenting versus something that is more, for funsies, if that makes sense, right? I would have thought that would be the default mindset. Versus trying to categorize things, you would look at it purely from a perspective of like, what is the point of this existing, or what is it trying to like say, right? Like, is it trying to say this stuff to be bad, or is it trying to say this stuff just to show it and just to start like a dialogue? I don't think they perceived it as its own medium, just a toy like any other that uses some new electronics. Well, so that's what I'm trying to like get towards, right? Is like, why did they even have to perceive it as a new medium to come to a conclusion about it, whether or not it can show something? Like, censorship in general is fascinating as a topic because it's so complex, right? Because it's like, why should something like that be censored at all, if not to serve the one purpose of ensuring that you don't spread hateful ideas, right? If it's not for that purpose, and and you're just censoring it for the sake of censoring it, because it is what it is, how come some things get an exemption versus others? When it's all down to the intent of how it's used, right? Again, I'm not trying to argue that you should have Nazi symbols and stuff, but more in the sense of like, if somebody isn't using it to promote Nazi ideologies, what does it matter what medium they use to like form their discussion point, almost? Like, that's the most fascinating bit to me that I never understood. What does it matter the medium at all, no matter what it is, whether it's a toy or like not, if they're trying to say something that isn't trying to glorify it, right? I think that's a very... What the fuck? I think that's a very difficult question to like answer. And it's something that I've always thought about towards... In regards to censorship. Because even a game like this, right? I imagine on some level there's probably some things that people wanted to be censored. Even the idea of it being like an LSD thing. The fact that it like references drugs. Like that alone, I think would have gotten it, in like trouble if it wasn't made by somebody for the sake of it being art, right? But why is there even that distinction anyways, right? It's not trying to glorify it. It's using it as like a framework. So why does it matter what the medium is? Dear God, this is loud. And it's fascinating playing old things like this, because you stumble upon stuff like this that doesn't really make sense, right? And this is from, again, as we're discussing this, realize that this is like a very nascent time in the entire games industry, right? I think by that point in like 1999, I think games were like what 5 or 10 years old within the like mainstream itself, like being affordable for somebody to actually like get, right? So seeing this and then seeing all these different discussions around it, it's fascinating because it's like still things that we're grappling with today that we still don't fully understand, and that we're still trying to almost like get back towards to, and we're trying to circle back to in a way too. It's strange. I don't know how to really describe it besides that, and the way that I'm describing is a lot of words to say nothing. But that's how I feel about it. Now I can't take any more of this. As interesting as it is, and as much as I want to see more of it, my brain is fully mush. Like, this is probably the mushiest feeling game I've ever played. It makes your brain almost like melt into some weird state of being where nothing makes sense. And I think that is exactly what this game is like trying to like do, and I think it does it very, very well. But there's no way that I can like really handle this anymore. So that's it for LSD Dream Emulator. I see why you guys wanted me to play this. The next game has actually a very interesting tie back into this game, which I'll get into. But just know that this game and many of the weird games that we found and have played on this channel, they were inspired by this. And this game, started an entire game jam called the LSD Game Jam, which is going on now. So if you want to join that, you can, and you can check out what they're going to like make soon. I'm excited to see the results because the things that are coming out now, they're more gamey than like this, and it's fascinating to see this as like an art piece, but it suffers from one of those things that like art pieces tend to like do, which is like it very much ignores the rest of the medium to like do its like art piece thing, right? It's not really a game. It's more of a walking gallery more than anything, where you're walking through it through an avatar versus you actually being able to like play it, right? So it's fascinating, but there are definitely flaws to it. At least from my taste, I kind of wish there was more of a game to it. But again, it is a fascinating art piece. There's not really much else to say about it. My brain is just mush.